Well, hey there, and welcome back to another SLO County real estate tour with yours truly, Colin Broadwater. I'm in Cambria today, and my big sister Heather Rhoda will be joining us a little later on. It's a Tuesday morning, about 7:45 probably, and it is magical out. So we're kind of at the very southwest corner of Cambria right now at what's it called, Lambton Cliffs Park, just a little kind of city park down here. And I got here, so if you're coming from the south into Cambria, which you probably are, because if you were coming from the north, I guess that would mean maybe you were camping out up in Big Sur or something. But so if you're coming from the south and you run into the first stoplight, that'll be Ardath if you're turning left. So turn left on Ardath and basically just follow that all the way out to the coast out here. And yeah, it's beautiful out here, so come on, let's go. I'm gonna take you on a bike tour today. Not a huge town. Kind of has, like if you watch the Los Osos video that I made, kind of has Los Osos vibes, but we're just further to the north, kind of on the very edge. Kind of has this feel of like the gateway to Big Sur type vibe, but just beautiful. So the bike is going to be the best way to get around. It's a little wet. It's been raining a bunch. I planned on making this video last week, but it's just been raining. So anyway, I'm going to hop on the bike and we're going to start our tour here at the Marine Terrace, and so we'll show you some of the neighborhoods around here. Just on the other side of this little neighborhood right here, we're going to run into the Fiscalini Ranch Preserve, so we'll bump into that too. And then we're just going to keep on heading north along the coast, and then we'll circle up into Limart Estates across on the other side of Highway 1, and just keep going from there. So it's going to be a good day, and thanks for joining me. All right, here we go. Got the bike out, and just for reference again, very southwest end of town. If you want to look on a map, I'm at the corner of Sherwood and Lambton right now, right on the oceanfront property here. And so these beautiful homes that I'm passing along right now are right on the water and are gonna start in the 3 millions, I would say. Though I believe there's one actually, there's a little tiny one that sold here. Maybe something like this, right? Little tiny house on a tiny lot that sold for in the 2s. But yeah, so the prices change dramatically as you get away from being on the coast by the millions. You know, you're gonna get to half the price of that pretty quickly as you go a few blocks back away from the coastline here. But then to estimate exactly what the prices are going to be, Cambria is not the easiest place to just start throwing prices around, just because the lot sizes can vary quite a bit, the age of the home, the size of the home. So here we are. So the second block up here is called Windsor, and as you'll see, we're leaving the tsunami hazard zone. And then we're traveling up Harvey Street. So everything in the Marine Terrace neighborhood is pretty outstanding. You know, a lot of 2-story, of course. As you get further away, multi-level places trying to take advantage of the ocean views. So ocean views, of course, make a huge difference in price. And then as you can see here, most of these are kind of smaller lots. Here's a piece of vacant land. One important thing to note is that there is a building moratorium due to water problems in Cambria. So if you want to build, then you got to get a hold of a water meter somehow. Anyway, so you know, you can get up into the hills back up in here. You can get into a 10,000 square foot lot and a couple million for sure, you know. We're a nice, you know, 2.5, 3,000 square foot house up on the hill up there on a 10,000 square foot lot. Could pay $2.5 million for a smaller house and a smaller lot, built in the 60s, 70s. 1.5, in that range. So right away in the introductory part of this video, I made the comparison to Los Osos, and that's coming from a place of kind of being like an artist town, and so that's reflected in the real estate here. So not a lot of kind of normal style homes here. Another piece of vacant land right there. Lots of vacant land, just can't build on it. Anyway, so, you know, there are your kind of more typical style, you know, modern type places like this one here. But, you know, the interior of these are almost always, not always, but almost always gonna have some kind of unique style to them. So, what that means exactly is going to depend on the home and on the character of the type of person who lived there. Anyway, we're kind of up in the hills now here on Oxford. There's the corner of Emmons and Oxford, and then Kerwin here. So anyway, a little taste of Marine Terrace and the hill above it. And now we're gonna head on over to the Fiscalini Ranch Preserve and on to the next neighborhood just north of there. All right, Fiscalini Ranch Preserve. So incredible area here. Just popped onto this boardwalk. This is about 400 acres of boardwalks, trails, forests, oceanfront. If you're on a bike like I am, you're not allowed to ride on the boardwalks, but you are allowed to ride on trail. Anyway, this is a super neat preserve. I mean, one of the neatest things in the county, one of the neatest things in the state, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, this is how we're going to get from the Marine Terrace to the Park Hill neighborhood. So, just a couple acres across the way here, and we'll be in Park Hill. Figured while I'm rolling along here, I should address vacation rentals here. People are often asking us when they're wanting to buy a home here, either their primary residence or a second home, is can I use my property as a vacation rental? And the rules are really different in different towns, and I've actually been working on a document just kind of giving an overview and then links to all the relevant details for all the different towns. But so Cambria falls under the rules of the county, and then each little town that's controlled by the county has their own little distinct rules. But in general, and then Cambria is included in this, I believe, there's a limited number of permits available. And good morning.
Okay.
And they're all taken up, right? So you can't just come into town and buy a property and go down to the county and get a permit. So in general, the easiest way in Cambria and many of the other towns around, cities around, municipalities, whatever you want to call them, is to buy a property that has an existing permit and make sure it's transferable and continue the use of that permit. Leaving the trails, heading back into the hoods. Park Hill neighborhood. This is a really neat little neighborhood. Tucked right against the open space there. Beautiful oceanfront homes. And on the other side of the street here, view homes. Just outstanding. There's some nice yard art there. Look at this leopard. Outstanding. I don't know if the camera's picking that up well enough or not, but you know, classic Los Osos. So some beautiful modern homes Cypress trees are incredible. Look at these tall, what are the names? Somebody tell me in the comments what the names of these tall, beautiful purple flowers are. Just incredible. Oceanfront homes again, 3 million. 3 million and up. And then again, as you go back towards the towards Highway 1, down towards 1 million. And then everything in between. It really does, you have to look at property by property as far as pricing goes in Cambria. I'm just gonna keep saying that over and over again, basically. Coastal access right here. I guess there's probably no trail right here, but nice place to park and enjoy the view. The rocky coastline once again. Pacific Ocean. Yeah, I mean, look at these beautiful homes here. Anyway, Park Hill. We'll keep on popping along here, get up into the deeper part of the neighborhood in just a moment. And then just on the north side of this, we're gonna run into Moonstone Beach. It's just, this coastline here, the homes along this coastline, these neighborhoods, I mean, it's incredible. I'm right at the corner of Huntington and Pembroke. And so I just rode up Huntington from the coast down there. I swear, Huntington, coming up that, I forgot, so Park Hill, getting up onto Park Hill itself, the roads are steep. I actually have never ridden my bike around Cambria before. This is the first time. And just a good reminder that, wow, like the views up here are outstanding, but holy smokes. That was a steep hill to get up. So this side of Huntington borders the preserve. And then let's head down Pembroke here and take a look around now that we're actually up here in Park Hill. So, not a huge neighborhood. And some cool little bungalows, 2 stories. Cottage feel. Like this interesting little kind of rectangular thing over here. 3-story wood shingle all the way around. Kind of a ranch style place here. Anyway, total mix, right? Another little tiny cottage style place here with rock facing walls. So, you know, so we were at 3 million down there on the water, but you know, more of your kind of common, typical Cambria neighborhood prices up here. Again, depending on lot size, year built, condition. Like you can see this place here's seen better days. Needs a little paint job. And so right now we're just coming up on Guildford. We just rolled up Worcester, rolling down Guildford and Layton. You know, it's a Tuesday morning, right? There's not a bunch of commuters running around or anything, you know. It's like nobody's up here, but folks walking their dogs, the birds chirping, sound of the ocean in the distance. Not a lot of these houses are going to have ocean views. It's just they're just blocked by the other houses, so you got to get a little bit closer. You can get a decent price on a little place like this, but it's actually a decent sized lot right there. Little tiny house on a good sized lot. Anyway, beautiful little neighborhood. When we're right across the street, right across the Highway 1 from the West Village downtown area. And again, it's just outstanding, the natural areas here. So to the south, you have the Fiscalini Ranch Preserve, and then just to the north, Moonstone Beach. So 2 of the most spectacular coastal zones anywhere. So outstanding spot. Hopefully that gives you a nice little introduction to the Park Hill neighborhood, just on the corner of Pembroke and Cambridge here, kind of the more north end of the neighborhood. Not quite so steep of a hill over here on this north side. So I'll just kind of roll on down and let you enjoy the view. See the size of the lots here. Pretty small. You know, no real yard to speak of here, just some turf in this front yard here. Probably just a little postage stamp sized backyard. But they got the view. Some more of those beautiful purple flowers. Right back on down to kind of the main artery here, Windsor. If I just kept on going straight, I'd just go dive right into the ocean. So we'll keep on rolling north here on Windsor, and pretty quick we'll just bump right on into Moonstone Beach. So south side of Moonstone here, and just want to give you a little tip here. If you are coming with kids or grandkids to the beach, this is a cool little park, Shamel Park. The beaches here are not exactly, you know, like super kid friendly. Gnarly riptides and sleeper waves, and about as close to a flat sandy beach as you're going to get, but not super kid friendly. So, but right here off the water, you got this cool big open green space. Good place to let the dog run around. Yeah, no dogs allowed on Moonstone either. So anyway, we'll head up north here a bit. Mostly Moonstone's is kind of like some restaurants and hotels, stuff like that, cool boardwalk. But we can't skip it. Not a lot of real estate to look at, but we can't skip it. We gotta go check it out. So I don't want to spend too much time here at Moonstone Beach because I want to spend the majority of our time here kind of getting into more neighborhoods, but also just can't really just pass this by too quickly either. It's like, you know, kind of like a little touristy area, but I mean, that's how I feel about it, I guess. I think I might be discounting the kind of the beauty of it a little bit, you know. It's just spectacular, but it is a little bit kind of a more known area, not hard to find. Just take the last stoplight in town, take a left, and you'll be right down here, walk the boardwalk. Anyway, Moonstone Beach. It's a beautiful spot. If you haven't been here, you got to get here. I should probably try not to sound so snobby about this Moonstone area, eh? It actually is a really neat area. Some beautiful, beautiful property here, and right on the water. I mean, it is right next to the boardwalk here. But you know, weekdays, mornings, and evenings, it's not going to matter. It's outstanding. Talk about feeling like the gateway to Big Sur. You know, this is the area where you're really going to feel that. Here's the Cambria Beach Lodge, the Little Sur Inn. Anyway, all this is really easy to find, and I really want to stay more focused on the neighborhoods, but just want to come up here and give you a quick peek at what this looks like if you haven't driven this strip before. Sea Chest Oyster Bar there. Moonstone Landing. But yeah, I want to head up into Limerick Estates now. So I'm gonna head back across, kind of over by the West Village and up into Limerick Estates. Okay, so if you want to follow along with my route on a map, I just crossed the Highway 1 and I'm heading up Weymouth on our way up to Limerick Estates. I actually don't know, I've never learned how to pronounce it properly. It could be Limerick Estates, Leimert Estates. And if you look up to the west, then you'll see Buckley is one of the main roads that we're gonna head up to. But just kind of thought I'd kind of show you a little bit of the real estate along the way. Moving pretty slow here up this hill. I'm not the spry young man that I used to be flying around on hills like this. But making our way. And yeah, it's really neat. You know, Highway 1 is right below us, but you don't hear it because of the crashing waves. The Pacific Ocean is just down below us. So here we are at the corner of Charing and Weymouth, and the homes just kind of get bigger and more beautiful. The parcel's larger as we head up the hill outside of town. Kind of just above the West Village now. So here's the corner of Charing Lane and Dover, this little tiny cul-de-sac here. And I hadn't really thought about what my favorite neighborhood in Cambria is, but if you ask me right now, I would have to say Limerick Estates. Just rolling into it here, and it's just so quiet. Word that comes to my mind is stately, I guess. I mean, look at this pine forest I'm riding into right now. And this home over here to our left. So neat. Oh, we actually closed escrow on this next one up here on our left. Nice main house and a guest house. I'll come around to the front of it. Can't really get much of a sense of what this one looks like. We closed escrow on that one though, all the way back in 2020 for just under 1.5, I think. Nice guest house. And I think total between the guest house and the main house around 3,000 square feet. Closed it for 1.4. Needed a total remodel. It's on half of an acre. But that'll give you a little bit of an idea. You know, now, 5 years later, one of these homes up here on half an acre. A lot of these ones right here in this particular spot on Buckley actually open up to some open space right behind. So they have a whole bunch of privacy out the back. Some wildlife back there. I just saw a wild turkey just a minute ago. And probably some larger animals back there also. But holy mackerel, such a nice neighborhood. So easily shooting up to 2.5 million up here, no problem. And some of these bigger houses and bigger lots. Stately, is that the word I used a little while ago? Or what was it? Anyway, that word keeps popping back into my head. Really, really, really great neighborhood. Just got to have the budget for it and the time to maintain a half of an acre. You know, look at folks are keeping their properties just super clean. Had a guy just on the other in the other direction. I had to turn around because there's a guy with his weed whacker out, and this guy's up here with his blower. So people are pretty focused on their curb appeal, as you can see. And I'll put the drone up in the air so you can get a little bit more of a look around. Just above Buckley now, on Catherine. So I came up Cambria Pines Road. And as you can see, the homes are pretty private. Again, we got a leaf blower over here. People are keeping their property super tight looking. But yeah, so not a lot of inventory up here. Larger parcels. Big, beautiful, luxury style homes. Nice wide street. Pine forests. Majestic might even be a word to use this area, use for this area. It's just like, find me something to complain about up here. The leaf blowers, I guess. I'll complain about the leaf blowers. That's 2 of them back to back in a quarter mile. But, man, I tell you what. Homeowners insurance gives me a little bit of pause thinking about what it would cost up here to get homeowners insurance, right? These dense pine trees, these forests. Anyway, this video is not going to do this justice. If you are in the area and you want to see one of the more beautiful neighborhoods in all of San Luis Obispo County, then come on up. Look for Catherine Drive and take a cruise. Better yet, hop on a bike. It's a nice ride up here. Just a quick recommendation here. If you like what you see up here in this section of the video here, kind of going up and down Charing, I'm just on my way back down Charing. Look at roads like Exeter on Google Earth. This is a great little area to explore on Google Earth. That, like, with me going around here with my little camera and my drone, it's a little bit hard to get a sense of what it's like out here, but this is really a really outstanding area of real estate. And so find like Weymouth and Charing, and then go up to the west and just play around with Google Earth. If you're not familiar with that website, it's a great tool to get a little bit more familiar with different neighborhoods. So check that out if you're liking what you see here. Okay, so back down to Weymouth. And just so you know where we're at here, corner of Coventry and Weymouth. And we're gonna take Weymouth all the way over to Sunbury, and then Sunbury will dump us right into the West Village of downtown. And again, you'll see quite a mix of different styles of homes. This super quaint A-frame house here, right next to a log cabin. All those windows, covered patio kind of thing there, and then this kind of mid-century modern kind of bungalow thing here. And then Little ranch style home. Looks like something was added onto the front of a more of a log style home there. And then your more modern 2-story. Look at this beautiful oak tree here. Anyway, so like I was saying, quite a mix of different style homes here. Almost kind of a Cape Cod looking style there. Standard kind of ranch style place. And then we have what? A mobile home built into half of a single wide or something here on a tiny little lot. So all kinds of stuff going on through here. Classic Cambria. Here we are at the corner of Sunbury and Weymouth, at the very end of both. And I'm just gonna try to kind of be quiet and film here for you so you can get a sense of what we got here. Deep and narrow section of road here. Waves in the distance. See the lot starting to get a little bit smaller. And all these houses all the way into town here on the right, almost built on a cliff edge. Very steep here off on the right towards town. In fact, look at that roof line right there is lower than the road. Got guys doing tree work there, some landscapers up here, and yeah, so one thing to be aware of along here is, like, you got like this house here, you got a garage to park in, and that's it. Like, look at this guy's parking job here. It's like almost down into a culvert there. But so yeah, very steep, narrow, winding road. All right, made it down the hill safely. And West Village, Cambria. Good times down here. My favorite reason to come down here is the Scarecrow Festival in the fall every year. Sandy's sandwiches down here. Fantastic place to stop and get a little sandwich. Tiny little downtown. If you want to get groceries, there's a little natural market in the other little East Village. But yeah, if you want actual groceries, you're not going to find that here. You're going to have to head over to Morro Bay for groceries. And that about does it for the West Village there. Like I said, very small. You can see the other end of it right down there. So not a lot of amenities around here, but it sure is quaint and beautiful. You know, there's actually I think there's a new 55 plus, relatively new 55 plus community down here, in between here and Highway 1. So I think I'm gonna go see if I can poke around and find that. Lawn Bowling Club. If you've never been lawn bowling, it is so fun. I've only actually been twice, I think. But lawn bowling is a super fun sport, and it's customary to drink red wine while you play. So if you know anybody that lawn bowls, you got to get together with them. It's super fun. I almost just passed right by it. I've actually never been here before. Cambria's own little 55 plus community. Look at these little places. I could show you this whole place right now. I think there's about 20 units here. And they're all just in this little U-shaped driveway, street. I don't know if this even has a street name. But that's it. There is Cambria's 55 plus community. Castle Cottages, I think it's called. And from there, we're into the East Village. It's the Black Cat Bistro, Mezzo Italiano, Bakery Cafe. The Bluebird Motel. It's vacant. It's got vacancy. It's just waiting for you. Come and stay in Cambria. The main reason for me to come to this end of town is for the ice cream shop. Best ice cream in Cambria down here. Can't remember the name of it right now. Cool coffee shop, Lily's right here. And of course, I can't fail to mention Lynn's here. Probably the most well-known establishment in Cambria is Lynn's. Pies, cakes, and pastries, restaurant, coffee, bistro. Awesome, awesome spot. And there's Mojo's. I like to get my ice cream. And believe it or not, that is about the end of the East Village. Heading up another steep road. And if this is the first video that you've seen that we've done, you have not met my sister. There's Heather. Heather Rhoda. She's the smart one that came in a car. Here I am, suffering up Pine Knolls Road. Another steep route to a beautiful neighborhood with some neat views. Okay, so we just made it up to the Pine Knolls neighborhood, just left downtown. And we're at the corner of Pinewood and Oakhurst. And star of the show, big sister Heather Rhoda, as you saw, driving up the road, finally joined us. And there's her Discovery Sport over there with my bike on the side. And we're gonna take a little tour of Pine Knolls here. Welcome to the show, Heather.
Hey everybody, so up here in this neck of the woods you're also going to find homes of about 1,500 square feet up to 2,000 and that $1 million mark as well, and a little more for more square footage. Lot sizes are all pretty similar around here, usually 10,000 square feet, could be a little more or less. Gorgeous neighborhood with beautiful homes and yards. Flowers blooming.
And look, we just happened to park right next to a Pinewood listing. Looks like 1112 Pinewood. So we'll look that up and can give you some actual data on a house for sale in this another incredible Cambria neighborhood.
So here in the Pine Knolls neighborhood, you're going to be a little further away from the ocean, but still getting peaks of the ocean and sweeping views from some of the houses. You're also really close to the West Village. And at the backside of Pine Knolls, you're going to get sweeping views of the mountains and the hills, some peaks of vineyards.
Yeah, that's nice. You don't usually get that from some of the other neighborhoods in Cambria. I've been mixing up saying Cambria and Cambria. Heather's correcting me to make sure I'm saying Cambria.
I'm big sistering on Colin.
Yeah.
Another thing I would say about this neighborhood is once you get up to the top here, there's a lot more level ground. Cambria is pretty known for steep and hilly, lots of 2, 3, and even 4-story houses. Yet right in here, I don't even see a 2-story house. We're just surrounded by single level and very gently sloping lots. Like this is Cambria's version of flat. It's not completely flat, but it's darn close.
It is though, and look at this. Man, I wish I could zoom in right here. There's some deer coming right at us.
Oh yeah,
down the road.
right after passing the blue heron. Look at the Spanish moss draping off of that oak tree with its bright green spring leaves coming in and all the flowers. Look at the babies. They are so cute.
Are you guys scared of us?
I don't
Not
think
really
so.
Scared, are you? They're getting some flowers, getting some munchies.
So, pro tip, check out this front yard here that they just went streaming right through. You've got the pungent flowers. You've got lavender, and then over here, these little manzanita bushes. Anything that has thorns or a really pungent smell, the deer are gonna bypass that and head straight over to something sweeter and yummier to eat. So for your landscaping purposes, any of the nurseries that you go to, which they have a fantastic one here in Cambria, they're gonna be able to help you with deer-proof landscaping.
Anyway, I feel like this is a really good representation of the Pine Knolls neighborhood. I know we're only showing you one street here, but for single-story houses on relatively large lots, 10,000 square foot lots.
And then every Cambria neighborhood or street has its fixer-upper, so the buck is hanging out at the the fixer-upper of this block here. The deferred maintenance comes easy with the salt air and all the wood construction and the giant termites.
All right, so Heather's saving me here. We're gonna leave Pine Knolls by vehicle. We got the bike stuffed in the back of the car here. And there's just one more kind of final parting shot of Pine Knolls neighborhood. A little bit of a more hilly section we just drove through.
Pretty minor hills for Cambria.
Pretty minor hills indeed.
Cool gate.
Especially compared to the major hill it is getting up here. Oh, so we're gonna head across back over to the west side and head over to Lodge Hill now. Kind of back near where I started. I remember at the beginning of the tour, I was on Ardath at the very, very beginning, long ago this morning. And now we're gonna go back over to Burton and Ardath area, just up on the hill, on the other side of the hill from where we were when we were down by the coast. So, yeah, we're on our way. So now we are in the Lodge Hill area, and we are getting into the serious Cambria.
Off-roading, roading.
Yeah, there's it's rare that you run into a dirt road in our little coastal towns here.
But not in Cambria.
Yeah, but there is the Fern Canyon Preserve. So I'm gonna have to go check out that trail after we go cruise around the neighborhoods here. Look how pretty this is. Fern Canyon. Holy mackerel. Have you been on this road before, Heather?
Yes.
You have been on this road? Really?
Yes.
Fern Canyon.
backside of my listing on Trenton.
Oh, this runs right into Trenton. How interesting. So, can you speak to how this travels in the rain, Heather?
It just gets muddy, but it's still manageable.
Yeah. Like in East Paso, you know, like out in Jardine area, man, it just gets muddy out there.
You actually have huge like puddles and impassable roads.
Yeah, so this all just kind of runs off.
Yeah, it's all run off here.
Interesting. Okay. So Albin Place and Amherst we just popped out on. Very cool. Oh, and so here's Trenton, yeah. So this is Trenton Avenue. Heather has a listing on this street right now. To the right, yeah. Right here on the corner. 1.195. How many square feet, Heather?
Here it is, 2670 Trenton. 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Really cool architecture, custom build.
Yeah, just made a video about it actually. 2760 Trenton, so.
2,260 square feet.
Yeah, look that up. So it's still on the pavement, luckily. So, and then it just turns to dirt and then just ends right here. So that's cool. End of the road privacy for your little listing there. Got some more deer friend out here. We're on Cowper now, another dirt road. I didn't realize exactly how well known the Lodge Hill neighborhood is for its dirt roads. But it's neat back in here. It's very dense, this neighborhood, right? That's the big difference from leaving from Pine Knolls over here to Lodge Hill is not only that, you know, like the roads are really narrow, and
forest is dense and the housing is higher density.
Yeah.
It's a little bit smaller lot sizes.
Anyway, so very kind of old school Cambria feeling over here. Several vacant lots. Can you explain anything more about the building moratorium, Heather? I kind of mentioned at the beginning of the video. Just kind of mentioning that, you know, there's just only so many water meters available.
The listing that I have on Trenton is actually a double lot, and you'll see that quite often. A lot of the vacant lots are of all different sizes. Sometimes they're just too small to build on, but the biggest factor is the water meters. There's a long wait list with water meters, so if you want to build, you can either get on that wait list or you can buy somebody else's water meter. The water meter will cost you significantly more than the land. So you'll see lots like 50,000 and less, sometimes as low as 5,000 if they're really steep and small, that just can't be built on unless you buy a water meter, and then you might see a water meter listing for $200,000.
All right, well.
Hey, look, some ferns in the Fern Canyon area.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to, well, so I think Heather's gonna jump out of here and I'm gonna finish off by showing you top of the world and a couple of trails in the area and then wrap it up. So this is a pretty decent representation of Lodge Hill. It's a little bit of a more challenging one to get to know here. Not quite like Pine Knolls we were on over there, you know?
Much more uniform.
Easy,
and
yeah.
A little more upscale.
Yeah, this is kind of like the Cambria that I know and kind of have come to love, I guess. Like the very, you know, yeah, like the you know, the square 10,000 square foot lots with the one-story houses, just a little bit different than the rest of town. Anyway, last words for us, Heather?
Have fun biking around. Better you than me.
Look at these guys. Got some male turkeys over here.
Turn left onto Ross Road.
Trying to show their stuff.
Turn left onto Wilcombe Road.
Turkeys are hilarious. They are funny creatures. Anyway, just kind of wrapping it up over here at Lodge Hill. God, there's turkeys everywhere here right now. Look at this. More of them over here. Funny guys. So much open space with all these vacant parcels that can't be built on. But so yeah, we're heading over to Top of the World, our final neighborhood called Top of the World. Beautiful views facing over towards the San Luis Mountains again. So yeah, it's been fun. Thanks for joining me. One more neighborhood. Okay, so corner of Merlin and Richard here. So you can see the ocean off to the west over here. It's just kind of through the trees. You know, some of these houses over here on the right do have ocean views. But if we drop down Merlin over here, come over to Stewart, like I was saying, these views out to the east. I think I said earlier the mountains to the west, but clearly I meant the mountains to the east. And just especially beautiful right now, and we're just about to run into the first day of spring, I think. This mountain range, on the other side of that mountain range is all the wine country of Paso Robles, but so green and beautiful right now. This little video is not going to do it justice, but just imagine, you know, like here's the hillside right here. Very, very green with all the yellow flowers. Another listing, 1550 Stewart. If you want to look that up. But yeah, so a little bit cheaper real estate out here. You could find like a, you know, like a smaller fixer-upper probably here for in the 8s. And then, you know, for something more modern, you're going to bounce right back up again into that 1 million to 1.5 million, kind of like everything else. Another listing right here. All kinds of stuff for sale. I did notice, actually, I was kind of looking around the MLS, and there are a few listings right now that are vacation rentals. So take a look online, see what you see. 1402. If you don't see anything, 1402 Bradford was that one. If they're not advertising that they're vacation rentals in the public description, a lot of times they're advertising it in the private remarks that only agents can see for whatever reason. I don't know why they do that, but they do. Anyway, top of the world. I didn't get to show you the Fern Trail, so I'm gonna find my way over to the Strawberry Canyon Trail, and then we'll go right back down to where we started. Right at the ocean down there on the southwest corner. Yeah, we're having a good time, right? Man, it is just really, really, really pretty up here. A bit more breezy, being all the way up at the top of the world. But that's to be expected. Ended up back on Burton Drive here. And it's like magic up here. Just more steep hills. Bug just hit me right in the face. That was nice. At least it didn't hit my eyeball. But yeah, anyway, Cambria, you know. I meant to say earlier, kind of reminds me of Templeton a little bit. It's small, right? So I think the population is probably only around like 7,000 here, something like that, somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000. But just a lot going on, you know? It's not like one of those towns where you can just kind of like drive around, get to know real quick. Like cruising around on a bicycle or just taking your time. You know what I've noticed is actually, you know, this is not a super bikeable town, but in riding around today, I've noticed a number of people on e-bikes, which is smart because these hills are steep. I'm definitely getting a workout riding around. But on an e-bike, you know, it's a small town, super bikeable. Not like you're gonna like run to Morro Bay real quick and grab your groceries, but definitely can get around relatively quickly, and it's nice, you know, trails going all over the place and narrow roads. All right, so I found it. Back entrance to Strawberry Canyon. Let's see if I can make my way up this section with one hand on the camera and one hand on the bike. Still got it. So just a short little section of trail, but this is just one of the benefits of living in a place like Cambria. You know, there's these unknown little connector trails. Anyway, I'm gonna get myself killed riding with one hand through this single track trail, so camera turns off again. Really pretty cruising through here. Hearing the sound of the ocean in the distance. And looks like lost concentration for a minute there. Hit a root, and there's where I ended up. Must be about time to wrap up this video. I'm about to get back down to Marine Terrace here. I'm gonna hit the pavement again. And yeah, ending this video with a bang. No, we'll wrap it up down there at the bottom, but yeah, obviously I need to put the camera away and get my way back to the car safely here. All right, made it back to where we started, the Lambton Cliffs County Park. As is typical in the afternoon, the onshore breeze has picked up a little bit. But man, it's been raining for about a week or so right now, for the last week or so, and so these blue skies, whoo-wee. You know, it does get foggy and windy on a regular basis here, but man, this was really great, just kind of reacquainting myself with Cambria, kind of intimately, just riding a bike around. I just spent, I don't know, somewhere between 5.5 and 6 hours biking and riding around in the car with the big sister. Anyway, right there is where we took off, the beginning of the tour, corner of Lambton and Sherwood. Ocean is just incredible up through here. I didn't mention what's to the north of here. So if you haven't driven north of Cambria, up towards like San Carpoforo, so probably like a half an hour north of here, is one of the most beautiful Big Sur beaches. It kind of got overrun for a little while with people camping out, just kind of primitive camping there, and it was just getting kind of gnarly, but that's been shut down. And yeah, there are some just kind of gobsmacking areas around here. So I'll leave you with this view of the cliffs, the Lambton County Park, and I'm not sure what the next video we're going to do is. I think we're going to do some ranch tours in the North County, get out in the kind of the lesser known areas in the North County. But thanks for joining us. And I know we didn't cover everything in Cambria. Whatever we missed, you know, just let us know what you want to know. Give us a call. We're easy to find. We're trying to be found. We'll put a relocation guide in the description also. If you want to have some paper you can get some hands on besides just watching the videos. And yeah, look forward to meeting you in person one of these days.